You've probably seen them online, right? Those gigantic, mesmerizing eyes, the slow, careful movements. Maybe you've even seen that video of one being tickled while it holds a tiny umbrella. They're just undeniably, overwhelmingly cute. But the real story of the slow loris goes so much deeper than a viral video. It's a story about survival, about a hidden danger, and a fight for existence that is, well, as critical as it gets. Okay, so let's dive right in, because behind this completely adorable face is a pretty startling secret. It's a feature so unique it actually sets them apart from every single other primate on the entire planet. This isn't just some gentle, helpless little creature. Oh no, it's a survivor with a powerful hidden weapon. That's right, you heard me. The slow loris is the world's only venomous primate. It's wild. Every single species of loris has this incredible defense mechanism. See, they have this gland on their elbow that secretes a toxin. When they feel threatened, they'll lick the gland, mix that toxin with their saliva, and then deliver a bite that can cause agonizing pain and, in some cases, even anaphylactic shock. So, how does an animal like this actually live? Well, to really understand the threats they're up against, we first need to step into their world. A world lived entirely up in the trees, and almost always under the cover of darkness. Slow lorises are total masters of the night. They are strictly nocturnal, so they only come out around sunset to start looking for food, which is usually stuff like tree gum, nectar, and insects. And they spend their entire lives high up in the trees. We call that being arboreal. During the day, they just curl up into a little ball in really dense leaves, like in bamboo groves, to hide from anything that might want to eat them. Their whole life is built for moving through the forest canopy. And here's where it gets really interesting: the sheer diversity of these guys. You can find them all over Southeast Asia, but Indonesia is, without a doubt, the global hotspot. It's home to a staggering 7 of the world's 8 species, spread out across its thousands of islands. And they are definitely not all the same. This chart shows the differences perfectly. I mean, just look at the Javan slow loris. It can weigh up to 1,150 grams. Compare that to its relatives over in Sumatra. These aren't just tiny variations. We're talking about distinct populations, each one perfectly adapted to its own island, which just shows you the incredible biodiversity that's at stake here. So this brings us to the really critical question. For an animal that lives its entire life in the treetops, what on earth happens when those trees just disappear? What happens when their entire world is shattered? Well, the answer is devastating. Every single species of slow loris is threatened with extinction. The Javan slow loris, for instance, is listed as critically endangered by the IUCN. You know what that means? It means it's just one single step away from being completely extinct in the wild. And they're facing this from 2 major fronts. So here's the crucial point. They're getting squeezed from 2 sides at once. On one hand, their homes are literally being chopped down, which breaks the forest up into these isolated little islands of trees. And on the other hand, they're being aggressively hunted for the illegal pet trade. And yeah, that's fueled by those cute videos, and also for use in traditional medicine. Let's just let that sink in for a second. For an arboreal animal like the slow loris, the forest floor might as well be another planet. It's a dangerous alien world. They are not built for it. Their survival literally depends on having an unbroken world of branches and vines to travel on. These connected canopies, they're everything. They are the highways that let them travel safely between where they eat and where they sleep. They're totally essential for finding mates, which keeps the population genetically healthy. And of course, they provide escape routes from predators. A continuous canopy isn't a luxury for them. It's the fundamental architecture of their survival. The moment that canopy is broken, the loris is forced to come down to the ground. And down there, the dangers just multiply. They face predators they have no idea how to handle, they risk getting hit by cars if they try to cross a road, or they get electrocuted when they try to use power lines as a bridge. And crucially, it makes them a ridiculously easy target for poachers. But the story, it gets even more complicated. Because when these animals are found in villages or taken from traffickers, our natural instinct is to rescue them. The problem is, even our very best intentions can end up being a total disaster. And this quote right here just illustrates the problem perfectly. It's from conservation guidelines, and it's so stark. Just taking a loris that was found in a village and putting it back into a random forest is, more often than not, a death sentence. And why is that? Because a successful release is a complex science, it's not just a feel-good moment. The list of what can go wrong is just
It's heartbreakingly long. I mean, can you imagine being a creature of the night, terrified of the light, and then being released in the middle of the day? Or being dropped into a habitat that doesn't even have the right food, or it's already someone else's territory? Without the right health checks or monitoring or even checking the habitat first, these so-called rescues are often just a slow, painful end for the very animal we're trying to save. So if that's the wrong way to do it, what does a real, effective rescue actually look like? Well, thankfully, organizations like the Little Fireface Project, they work with IUCN guidelines, and they've laid out a really clear scientific path to give these animals a genuine second chance.
A successful translocation is a marathon, not a sprint. It means you have to study the animal's behavior in detail, you have to do a really rigorous analysis of the release site to make sure it can actually support them, and you have to do comprehensive health screenings. And most importantly, you have to monitor the animal for at least a year after you release it, using tools like radio collars to see if they're actually surviving out there. And the level of detail is just incredible. Get this number, 2 to 9%. That's the maximum weight a tracking collar can be compared to the loris's body weight. It just goes to show you the meticulous planning that's required, right down to the last gram, to make sure the very thing we're using to save them doesn't end up hurting them. So we're back where we started, that cute little animal in a viral video. But now we know the whole story. We know about their venom, their secret life in the dark, the twin threats that are closing in on them, and the incredibly complex fight to save them. Knowing all of that, the next time you see one online, what will you see? A cute pet or a critically endangered survivor, just fighting for its world?